Hello, beautiful souls. Happy moon day. Happy new moon in Taurus. It is a new cycle, and I am back. Well, I guess I should say learning how to reintegrate myself back into the mainstream world and social media. I have been, this has been a really, really insightful time for me. A really eye-opening time for me these past 2 months. Just a lot has happened. I don't even know where to start. Um, but I guess I'll start from where I'm at right now. And right now, and excuse me if I'm talking slow, I am working on being present and learning how to embody presence, um, and really take my time and be here now. Literally, like doing that, like watching how I speak, um, being mindful of what I'm saying, not trying to rush, just taking my time because that is my natural constitution. It's slow. And I remember growing up, my mom would be like, hurry up, rushing me. You too damn slow. Hurry up. So I've learned how to rush through things and try to kind of move with at the pace of everybody else because that's just what we are conditioned to do, to be fast, to be in that masculine energy. And part of what was revealed to me during these past 2 months on my break and hideaway and in my cocoon phase is that I need to slow down all the way down to my pace and be at my pace. So that's what I've been doing. So you can pause this if you need to, come back because it is going to be long. So where I'm at right now, there's so much that has happened. Um, I'm looking crazy, my eyes puffy, all of that, because it feels like I've been in rehab. I literally have been in rehab. And no disrespect to people who have actually been in a rehab facility. I can't even imagine what that's like because I've never been there, but that word rehab is definitely fitting for me, resonating with me right now. Um, so for the past, what, two, almost 3 moon cycles, um, not by choice. It was definitely, you know what? I actually started this wrong. See, I'm gonna start over. Um, because right now, the way I feel, I cannot even explain. There are no words. I even sent out an email to a group of people with the language um, around my heart and how I'm feeling. I'm feeling so in love right now, so in love with spirit, so in love with my ancestors, so in love with my guides and angels. My heart has never vibrated at this capacity before. I've never felt like this before. I've never been so open. I've never been so ready. Um, where there's not a resistance or a pull, where there's not a mask. I am just done with the mask. We do away with the masks, all of them. We don't need them. They don't serve their purpose at this day and age at all anymore. Um, and I'm just feeling like feeling, and I'm such a feeling person. I'm a sensitive person. I talk about feeling all the time, but I was not prepared for this level. But it's beautiful. I'm so in love. That's all. I mean, I just don't have any words to describe it. Is love. My heart is vibrating at its highest, and I know there's room for more. So that brings me so much joy that I'm in a place of peace, in a place of gratefulness, in a place of just abundance of love, and just have so much to give right now. Um, so I want to go back and start this right. And I want to start it with a prayer and giving thanks. So I give thanks and gratitude to all that is my divine mother, divine father, my source, my universe. Thank you for allowing me to be here today to speak my truth, for allowing me to be here to share. I am open and receptive to the divine messages that flow through, and for those who need to hear it, I am grateful for my ancestors. I'm grateful for the earth. I'm grateful for all that is within me right now. And those who are watching, please send abundance of blessings to those who are tuned into this, and may the words that you have flowing through me flow to them and resonate with them, and take what they need, leave the rest. I thank you and I love you. Ashe, amen. So I've never even expressed my spirituality publicly. I share lots of exploration tools, self-awareness tools, self-healing tools on social media, but I don't think I've ever expressed, only on my stories and stuff. You know, you see bits and pieces of, the moon workings and whatnot, but I've never expressed like what I believe, how I do it, and never done that before, and I am wanting to share more of that. And actually, this ain't even my will. This is the will of the divine, the will of God. And God, I use the, the labels and I feel the name God puts limitation on God and labels God when God is all. Like, God is bigger. God is more than that. So I use a bunch of different words or ways. Like, that's why I have troubles with language in our language, because there's no way you can categorize, there's no way you can box, there's no way you can describe God, but for the purposes of, me communicating with people and for me to get my message across, I will use the name God or the divine or all, because it's so much bigger. But you know God knows what I'm saying. Spirit knows. I say spirit a lot too. And that will be another video for when I'm sharing um, my path and how I came to be like this. Spirit, I've always been spiritual. I've always prayed. It just looks different, but that's a whole nother video. But for now, since we got this thing started right, where I'm at right now. So I randomly left Instagram. It wasn't random. It was actually a build up. I saw it coming. Spirit told me it was coming. I've been in many transitions in my life. Many, many transitions. Been brought to my knees many, many times. But this one was different. It was different. Uh, it was it was big. It was needed. It was time. I'm just so grateful for it. Oh my gosh, there was lots of tears, lots of shedding. It's been lots of tears for the past. I don't even, it's been an emotional roller coaster. Like in March, I literally felt crazy. Like I was experiencing all the emotions one can feel at one time. Like I can't even explain it. Like I literally felt crazy, but I knew that there was a transition happening. I know when spirit starts speaking to me, I recognize that. I've learned how to identify the ways in which spirit communicates to me, and I knew it was coming. And the build up to that was in the fall and the winter when I had major breakthrough. I've been doing lots of shadow work, like I talked in my welcome video, lots of shadow work, lots of inner child healing over these past 3 years, very intent about it. And I just keep learning more and more about how to go there, how to go to my wound, how to go into my fear, how to go into my pain. I've been learning more and more about that as time flows. And in the fall and winter, this past fall and winter, I had major breakthrough, things that I was in denial about, things I was holding on to, things that I thought that I had released a long time ago, just was still there and was coming back up. But this breakthrough was way more different than any other any other breakthrough that I've experienced. And like I said, there was lots of tears. There was lots of just lots of healing, lots of conversations that needed to happen, lots of just, truth that came through. And I tried to rush through that, and you can't rush healing. You can't rush healing. Spirit knows, God knows, your guides know, your angels know. You can't trick them. You can't. And I honestly was trying to be done with it because I've been so tired of going through these cycles. Like I've been experiencing highs and lows for so long, just years and years of just feeling like I'm making progress and then something pulls me back. And then feeling like I'm making progress and then something pulls me back. No, you got to do this. And I'm very obedient. I really listen to spirit. Like, I'm all about surrender. I'm all about, I try to hold on. I try to control it. But my path, the path that I walk, it's never possible for me to hold on too long. So I end up having to surrender either way. And I try to do the right thing. I choose to do the right thing most of the time. And so, um, this, this was different. It was different. So when I had that breakthrough, I was like, okay, I made this breakthrough. This is it. I'm done. I said what I need to say. I did what I needed to do. Okay, let's move forward now, right? So my theme for this year was metamorphosis. So I kind of I was like, yeah, that felt right. And actually spirit said that was what it was. So that's what I accepted. Like, okay, I heard metamorphosis. That's it. And in my mind, I was formulating like what it would look like. I did. Yeah, I wasn't ready. I formulated what my metamorphosis was going to look like. We tend to forget that ego gets in the way. That ego gets in the way. And let me tell you, by the time February came on, I started to feel this buildup. I knew something was coming, something big. And then started to get a little crazier and crazier. My emotions started to get over the place. Things just started coming up. And I just started more synchronicities started happening, more of that pull started happening. And I I was literally brought down to my knees, literally. And like I said, I've been brought down to my knees so many times. But this was different. It was different. And if I get emotional on this, just know that this is pure raw joy because I've never felt like this before. I've never felt like this before, ever. And I'm just so grateful for the journey. I am so grateful. So if I get emotional during this time, just know that it's real. Spirit is real. It's and but I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna start. Stay focused, present, here right now. Um, so I was brought down to my knees. I can't even remember what the actual trigger was, what the situation was. I just know that if there was a buildup, and one day I just shut everything down. I I remember being very angry. I had lots of anger, lots of rage coming up, lots of anger at my family and how just lots of stuff. The dynamics, lots of just pain. And I didn't even know where it came from because I'm like, I thought I dealt with this stuff. Like, what? And just why do I have to do all this work? How come I'm always the one having to do all the work? How come just all this like self pity that was coming through, like all this stuff just started coming up and I just became just overwhelmed with emotion. And then each day, because I dedicate my mornings, I have devotional time where I meditate, I pray, I journal. I have my time with spirit time. I'm in my womb space, working with spirit, doing my work, every day. So each day, there was so much revealed to me about myself, right? I'm up here, you know, in that whole self pity party, I guess, self pity party, totally in my ego, totally, just, oh, it was gross. Um, and what I was shown was my ego. I was shown my ego. I was shown my shadows. And a lot of my shadows that I didn't even know was a thing. And I'm all about mirrors and reflections. And I'm gonna talk a lot more about that too in another video, but I'm like I literally use people as my teacher. Like I don't even know where this stuff, these are my experiences in life. And like I say, maybe it's just because I'm just super tuned in, you know. I study astrology too. I'm a studier and follower of astrology, so I know my unconscious mind is a very deep place, and I know that I have access to a lot because of my placements in my chart, and I have access to a lot. So for myself, in my self healing, and just collectively, what's unconscious, what's going on, in the collective consciousness and my own unconscious. And so I'm all about mirrors. I'm all about using people to reflect to me. And I guess my ego was so big, which I thought that I didn't have an ego. And even that is having an ego, right? And that's what Spirit was saying to me. Even that is having ego, to think that you have no ego. It's really deep. It's hard to wrap your mind, maybe hard to wrap your mind around that. But our egos, oh, I'm not even gonna focus. This is about me. That's the thing. Like I put a lot of energy into other people. Um, and needing to turn that mirror back on me. That was a lot of what I've been doing this last 2 months. Turning that mirror back on me. What is this saying to me? What is this reflecting to me? What is this person reflecting to me? What is this What is this experience reflecting to me? You know, is that me? And a lot of it, most of the time, all the time, it was yes, that is you. That is you. You know, my ego got in the way. I was thinking, like, no, this is, what is this about? No. Spirit wanted me to see my shadow for what it was, what it is, what it is, and what everybody else was reflecting to me, is my own shadow. It's me. It's what I have to overcome. And those of you who are into astrology and into um, esoteric, you know, having Scorpio rising, having a lot of Scorpio placements in your chart, and planets in your chart, and Virgo in my chart, and Leo in my chart. I have a lot of my planets in those three signs, and super, super. It's a, it's really a real in-depth path, just even the path of the soul of Scorpio, going through that soul's pathway, that mission. And it's not it's really intense. It's really intense. Um, and Having to do a lot of self undoing when it comes to that. Having to really, really, really break down your ego. I've had a lot of ego deaths over my years, and it's for a reason, because if you got to make choices, you know, balancing the scales, like what decisions are you going to make? And my choices in life that I have made, as especially when they were not aligned with my heart and mind, aligned with my spirit, aligned with my higher self. Oh, I'm gonna get a hard lesson quick. My karma comes around quick. It don't play no games, and it breaks my ego down. So I'm not a mean person. I've always showed up for the people. I'm very, you know, um, I'm of service. That's I've always been of service in whatever way it looks like. And, so but even that darkness, oh, it's a real thing. It's real. It's real. And I talk about shadows a lot, and balancing the dark and light, and really really repressed my own shadow, really really. I knew I accepted certain aspects that I was real honest about. And I had a guy friend who asked me, do you know your negative traits? And I'm like, yeah, I got 8 negative traits. I only got 8. He like, really, for real, you only got 8? I don't believe that. And I'm like, what? Well, I've been through a lot, over these times. I've been working on myself, That's I think I only got 8. I mean, if there's more, I don't know about it. And that wasn't too long ago we had this conversation last year. And sure enough, lots of that. I was shown. I was shown what it is and what's in my way, what's holding me back. What is it? I've been searching. What is it? Why do I keep going forward and get pulled back? Why am I going in these cycles? I'm listening to my intuition. I'm flowing. I'm doing all of this. And everything that I've been doing, I was supposed to do. And that's when I say your intuition, it's what's when you listen to your intuition and you follow your intuition, it's what's true and real for you in that moment. That is true. Just because you listen to your intuition and it takes you into something that you don't think or you thought was the wrong choice, or you thought, like, oh, it was going to look different, or intuition is always going to lead you to the light. That's not how it works. It leads you to what's real and true for you in that moment. So if there is a lesson for you, that's where your intuition is going to take you. And that's what you have to be in that space. So your intuition does lead you to darkness. It's not challenge or obstacle free. Your intuition does not help you spiritually bypass your lessons. That's not what your intuition is about. It will take you to what you need to learn. That's the point, so you can grow. But that's a whole nother video, see? Okay, so working through my shadows, transmuting all of that, being real with myself. Man, I have never been so authentic, real with myself, and I thought that I was been real with myself. No, my ego been in the way. No, I've been when I was brought down to my knees over these months, I've had to be real with myself in a way that I have never ever admitted these things to myself, admitted these things that I didn't even see, because our mind is tricky. Our ego is so tricky. Our ego likes to win. Our ego likes to make us feel like we're on top. It's a threat. If we feel vulnerable, feel vulnerable, or if we feel fear or pain, it's a threat to our ego. So we use our ego to protect ourselves and put up a mask. It makes us, this is what Spirit was showing me. And I was just wowed by it. And the moment that I admitted, the moment that I said these things about myself, the moment that I took every single thing, 8 went to almost 40. Can you imagine? I didn't even know that. I had almost 40 negative traits that I was hanging on to. I didn't know that, and that was what was blocking me. One aspect of what was blocking me. It's so beautiful. Oh my God, I'm so grateful. I don't even know. I don't It's so beautiful. But it didn't feel good at that time, of course. It felt amazing. It felt so hard. It was hard. It's hard work, you know, just like labor. But I'm not gonna go, that's my thing, I relate it to life, but I'm not gonna go there. Um, so transmuting those energies, transmuting my shadow, really owning it. And that's something it's a part of me. Your shadow is a part of you. It's something that never goes away. You just have to learn how to balance it. And so that's something that Spirit has reassured me that I can do that. I can do it. I can do it. It's just that I had to be aware of it first, and that's what I was missing, in my readings to myself and in my devotion. Spirit kept saying there was something you forgot to hold on to. There was something you forgot to hold on to. All these years of doing work, and you forgot to hold on to something. Each time, each breakthrough you were there, you was missing something, and that was it. Well, not that's not just it, but the fact that I needed to own these parts of me and to what to do with them, how to do it, how to transmute them, and thank God for these tools. Thank goodness for these spiritual tools that work for me. They don't work for everybody. Everybody's spirituality looks different. Everybody's toolbox is different. Everybody has their own path, their language that they resonate with. Everybody's spirit is not going to resonate with the cards and the moons and the astrology and the life. I mean, not life, but you know, what are they called? New Age, ancient wisdom, stuff like that. Like, now everybody's spirit doesn't resonate with that. And that's okay. And that's something we got to accept too. Some people's spirit resonates with religion, Christianity, and, Buddhism, what all, all the Islam, all the religions out there. There's so many, you know. We got to allow people to be themselves. That's where we stuck. That's why we keep getting stuck, because we're not allowing people following just whatever they think is a trends, right? They're supposed to follow, or what they grew up with, or they're not really checking in with their spirit. They're not really checking in with what gets them out of bed in the morning. What language does my spirit speak? Ask that to yourself. That's a whole other video. Right now, I'm bringing it back in. Another thing Spirit was showing me is my thoughts. My thoughts. How I'm a thinker. I'm a forward thinker. How my mind goes on journeys. And right before I got off of Instagram, I was saying on my story that I was bouncing between worlds. This is my life. I bounce between different dimensions. I'll be in different worlds traveling, astral traveling, if that's what you want to call it. I'll be riding waves. I'll be having whole movies in my mind. I'll be imagining. My imagination is crazy. I crazy meaning in a good way. Like I just be traveling my mind and thoughts. It just be in different places at many times. It's Jupiter in my third house, right? Expansion, big in the mind, communication within my mind, what's going on. And I have hella Virgos in my chart. Lots of Virgos. Lots of Virgo. Planets in Virgo. My sun's in Virgo. Mercury in Virgo. Mars in Virgo. So it's lots of in my mind, you know? And Spirit was showing me how my mind gets in my way. How my mind gets in my way, you know? Um, and how I need to focus on being present. And that's why that's something that I'm working on, is being present. And in my meditation, because in my meditation, I meditate once, twice a day. And in my meditations, I, it looks different, each time. It's intuitive. And a lot of the times my mind goes on journeys, and how I get lost in thought. How I get lost in thought. I was shown how I get lost in thought. But we all do. We are bombarded with a lots of everything, overstimulation. That's why social media is like it can be a tool for disaster, because you're in so many people's minds, you're in so many people's thoughts, you're in so many people's ideas, and you know you can distinguish or discriminate your own mind from somebody else's, and yeah, for me personally, I'm already a thinker. So to add in that, and I'm sensitive, so to add on the layer of social media and just being around lots of people all the time, like it's just hard to stay in your own. So that's why I do like have to keep to myself a lot, because I'm aware of it. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of what my weaknesses are. I'm aware of where my shadows are, and how I can get pulled into certain things, and so I'm aware of that. And so me on this path of trying to self master and master my lower nature, you have to you have to be aware of this. You have to know. And so for me, my spirit was showing me that my thoughts they take me away from what is important right now. So in this time, these past 2 months, when my mind starts going on a journey and I'm required to be focused, I ask myself, where am I at right now? What is beautiful around me right now? And those are my key words, and that works for me, and it brings me back. So I can tune into, what is happening right now. What is beautiful right now? What is beautiful around me? And I can tune in to the sounds of nature, the birds, or I can tune in to me being still and present, that is peaceful around me, that is quiet, you know, naming what's beautiful around me. It just helps me come to presence and being right there, right now, you know. So that was so beautiful. It's just it's so beautiful to have access to that, to have control over your mind. And that is in my shadow aspect, control, being controlling, but what's the higher nature of that? How can I use control in a way that benefits me? That's what I had to learn, how to transmute my lower nature to its highest, my negative traits in their lower nature, how to transmute them to their higher nature. That's something that I've been working on, control. And I need to take control of my mind. That's where it's beneficial, right? Right? Yeah. Um, What else? There's been so much. Um, what else? Mm, talked about the ego death. It was huge. That ego is something else. And it's something that, like I said, it's always going to be there as long as we're on this earth. It's always going to be there. So learning how to, when it's at play, that's what I was shown. When is my ego working? When am I in my heart? When am I centered? And really being present in that, like learning to distinguish and making decisions. How I make decisions based off my ego. Oh, that was so eye-opening for me. So eye-opening for me. Instead of my heart, when I thought that I was doing things from my heart. No. Mm, it's amazing. I am so grateful. More ancestral work, you know, shown, you know, lots about my past and, you know, forgiveness and unconditional love and how to keep these things going. Oh, that was what I was saying is we don't get rid of these things. If when we repress these things like our shadows and our negative traits and our ego, that's when it becomes detrimental, you know. But if we learn how to balance this, we learn how to, when it's at play for us, when is it a demon for us? When is that demon there? You know, and how to make the right choice in that, how to keep doing this shadow work. You know, I've been using astrology and the moon cycles and the cards for healing these past 3 years intently. Um, and the cycles of nature and the cycles of life. Been using that for my personal healing. Um, and this is, I like I said, I get more information each time. I grow in it each time. And this time, it's like it showed me so much. And now it's time to embody all of this that I've learned. You know, there was so much that I was shown. I don't know. I'm like, now and there's some stuff that I can't even share because it's between me and spirit. But I'm just showing up and being me and doing what I'm supposed to do right now. There was times where I would be scared to press play on the video, like how I expressed on my in my welcome video how I was nervous. I don't have those nerves anymore. You know, I don't when I'm not contemplating anything. I'm not, because there's no mask there. There's no ego here right now. There's no need to perform. There's no need to do none of that. You know, I just want to move forward in my life. You know, I want to really embody what true happiness is. I don't have time to fake fake it anymore. You know, I don't have time to fake it. Um, and I had a thought, but it lost. I got lost in my thought. Um, yeah, there was something. There was something else. Um, oh, that's what it was. It came back. Yay. Um, this is so important because how I was saying I was experiencing the range around amount of emotions at one time. I literally thought I was crazy. I was like, really, I did go to my doctor for a well women check, of course. But in that, they ask you questions, for your mental health and all of that. And I like when I was in there, I'm looking at these questions, and I'm like, she's like, "Are you depressed?" And I'm like, "I'm not depressed, I'm not depressed." um, because I know what depressed felt like. I've been depressed before where I couldn't get out of the bed. My or however old he was at the time, 2 to 3 year old son had to come, and lay in the bed with me, bring me tissue, and, I couldn't get out the bed. And I knew, and the world was so dark around me, it was so dark. It was, ugh, it was gross. And my 2 year old was basically taking care of me. He was my nurturer. He motivated me like, "Come on, mommy. Come on, let's get up. Let's go play baseball." Like these little things, children. Okay, I'm going on a tangent. Children are so beautiful. They know you're paying, especially your own kids. They see you, and I feel like spirit jumps into them and gives them the strength and the wisdom to know, so that they can say specific key words to bring you out of it. And that was my son. He would say things. "I love you, mommy. You know, I, mommy, let's go outside. You know, 'cause I love being outside." He would say things and it would pull me out the bed. But anyway, I know what depression looks like. I've been there. Um, and so I was in denial during this time. Spirit had shown me my biggest issue right now, or is that I was in denial about a lot, in denial about a lot. And I was in denial that I was in depression. My friend asked me, "Are you depressed?" My grandma asked me, "Are you depressed?" I'm like, "No," because I felt joy. I felt happy. I didn't feel the same as I felt, you know, back when I was identified depression. I didn't feel like that because there was no joy. It was just sick to my stomach feeling. And I didn't feel like that. I felt happiness. I felt everything. I get up in the bed. I'm motivated. I can do things. Back then, I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't function. I couldn't go to work. I would call in. It was different. But what Spirit showed me and told me was that I have been functioning as a high functioning depressed person, that I have been depressed actually for 15 years, and that I needed to admit that I've been depressed, that I was depressed, maybe still am, because it's not been that long ago that I, you know, had this breakthrough, but, you know, but I needed to admit to myself that I am a high functioning depressed person because I get stuff done, okay? I can put on the mask. I can, I am so good at that. I'm so good at as showing up. I'm so good at it. I'm so good at, people don't know what's going on in my inner world, and my inner world is deep, okay? It is lots of depths going on in here, you know? Lots and lots of depth. And I could put on the face. I can, you know, I can do a whole dang weekend convention and put it together, and it go well, and nobody would have ever known that I had just been, crying all day, like, or anything like. But this, I didn't know that I was still depressed. It's just crazy because I've been making strides forward. I've been aligning more with myself. So I've been feeling quite happy. And, but no, spirit was, like I said, you can't trick spirit. You can't trick spirit. You can't fool. You can't hide. You can't run. You know, you can fool everybody else. You can even try to fool yourself. but not spirit. And spirit's gonna let it go on for a little bit, but it's gonna be time to fight that demon, to battle that if you want to move forward. Because me, I'm always asking, I want to move forward. I'm ready, for guidance and all of that. So I'm asking for it. So spirit's like, okay, well, you got to break through this first. And so shown me that I was high functioning depressed, and I admitted it and I accepted it, that that's who I am right now. I'm a high functioning depressed person. Yeah, I'm depressed. And I just kept saying it over and over and just cried and released and purged it out. Like, oh, it feels so good to just admit that. Like I didn't even, that's how tricky ego is. Ego, again. I didn't even realize I was still depressed, but it feels so good to say it. Shit. Like, oh my gosh. So freeing. So freeing. So that was a huge part of what I was doing too. In my shadow, I guess. Depression in my shadow. Um, for being truthful and authentic with myself. You know, all this, oh, there was so much that's happened in this time away. And then I needed time to like just sit with it. Then I needed time to just learn how I was going to come back. Like, how am I going to integrate back? It's so peaceful. In my journal, I say grateful and thankful about so many times. Thank you so many times. And I say these things on my Instagram. I talk about this stuff, when it comes to like spirituality, or I give a little insight into it, but to embody this, to really feel it, to really embody this is amazing. This is such an amazing opportunity, such an amazing experience for me. I'm just so grateful for this time. I'm thankful for being brought to my knees this time. It's different, and I'm going to be moving in the world different. This video is even different, just have a different energy because I'm ready. I'm so ready. Yeah, and a lot of my confusion was because I was holding on to so much, holding on to so much pain, so much pain, so many secrets, so many that I've been able to purge and have the necessary conversations with people, and just so many things that don't resonate and align with me anymore. Our past is our medicine. They say you got to shed the past and be present now and get rid of the future. I mean, you know, I feel like the past is our medicine. We have to go there. We have to go to our past. And that's what I've been. This journey, these past 3 years have been literally my unconscious, my past coming up. And I had to revisit it, like all of it. Past lives, even. I'm totally into that. I'm a past life nerd. Judge me if you want to. I don't care. I believe in it, and it's real to me. So, and dealing with that, because lots of synchronicities has happened with that, and healing my past lives. I've been able to undo lots of karma. I've been able to, oh, I am just so in love, you guys. Like, I'm so in love. Like I said, I don't have any words. I don't I guess I did have lots of words. Love is the word, because love is the frequency. We are all being pulled to that Christ consciousness. What Christ represented was compassion, forgiveness, love, unconditional. That high vibration of the heart. That's what Christ represents. You know, all of that. Just so beautiful. All this darkness is so beautiful. And I say this all the time. Beautiful is my word. Beautiful is my word, but to embody it, to really feel it, like I could cry right now, like my eyes are watering because I want this for everybody. I want everybody to experience this. Like, this is what my heart has been in, is to help people heal and help people transform and help people reach this place of joy and experience. And I have been trying and trying to find it for myself, really working to find it for myself, you know, and it has taken this long, you know, taken this long to find it, but it's here. And I'm just so grateful for it, so grateful, so thankful. I have no other words. The last thing that I was able to reconnect with is my creativity. And that's nothing new because that's what I've been doing, on Instagram too, is creativity. But I have been just trying to find, what does that look like? What does that look like for me? What am I supposed to be doing here? What is my business ascension? What is it supposed to be? What am I doing? Why am I bouncing from one thing to the next? Why is this not working? What is happening? Just really going through this self-pity party, you know? And it's been there the whole time. It's been there the whole time. It's what when I was a kid, creating a lot, creating. And so I was able to reconnect with my creativity, and you will get to see that if you follow my Instagram. And, when I finish my website, everything I am doing on my own, I've always done. Um, a lot of things self-made, self, what is it? What do you call that? Self-teach. I take classes if I want to learn how to do something, but it's in me. It's there. I only need to take a couple classes or look at something and then I get it. I pick it up quick. That's because these are gifts that are there and that need to be honored. So my ancestors they were speaking to me. Mm, so deep, they were speaking to me. And they showed me a lot and what I was supposed to be doing right now. But I had to get out of my own way first. So reconnecting with my creativity. Um, what else? I had something to say, but I lost it. Lost it. Spending lots of time in nature is my inspiration. Nature is my inspiration. I love I love everything about nature. I love the earth. I love life. I'm so high. I'm high, you guys, and not off of no nothing. Just life. I'm just high. You know, it's just amazing. I'm sure whatever I needed to say will come back eventually, or it will be saved for another video. Maybe it's not appropriate for this video. But I'm continuing to flow, continuing to, oh yeah, I'm just reconnecting with my diet and habits and what I was eating away at, my pain, and why I gained all this weight these past 3 years, and allowed it to happen, and why I was sugar, 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 I'm addicted to sugar, and why, you know, my weight is protecting me. It was protecting me, but now it's really time to reconnect. And I've been working, with my routine, my daily routine with Ja, my son, and um, reconnecting with cooking and, our nutrition and all that, because that was huge for me, nutrition and health. It's like, I was like, girl, how are you a fitness instructor and a holistic health coach, and yet you are the unhealthiest you've ever been in your life, that's because there was pain there. That's what pain will do to you. That's what masks and your ego will do to you. You know, like I was shown that too, just like how I've just been disconnected from my values, which is health. Health is so important to me. You know, uh, food is important, and eating, we're putting, you know, good nutrition and plant-based food in my diet, and herbs and all of that. I was reconnected with all of that. Just, oh, it feels so good, and my exercise routine, and been up and down with that over these years, and not motivated to get up. How am I a fitness instructor not motivated myself? Because, you know, you get it now. There was a lot going on within me. A lot. There's a lot. But I feel so free. I feel so good. I feel just, I'm so happy and in love. And you know, I'm working through just integrating all of this in, integrating all of this in, and taking my time with it. I'm not afraid to take my time anymore. I love my mommy. She was amazing, you know. She taught me a lot. She said a lot, you know. But there are things that imprinted on me that kind of hurt my ego, I guess, and which was definitely rushing and nah, and being on someone else's time. I'm on I'm on the time of the divine, you know. I'm on the flow of life. I'm in I'm in that flow. Literally, and I say that, be in the flow. Flow. That word is huge for me, but I haven't embodied it, obviously, I guess. This is the first time I've embodied it, and this is the it's the time for me to share it, you know. And I feel like I'm always the one that have to experience everything, so that hands on, so that I could share with other people. And I'm the one that, goes through the things so that I can be authentic in what is relayed. I don't do or talk about nothing that I ain't done myself or experienced. That's just, yeah. So this video is super long. Watch it in chunks. I think that I'm done, and if I'm not, that's why I got a YouTube channel, because I can post whatever and whenever I want to post. So hopefully you stayed into this long. You can break it up, come back to it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this next chapter of my life. Spread my wings since I've been in my cocoon phase. That's what it was. Last thing is that I let go of all plans. I let go of all my plans. I canceled all my one-on-ones, my appointments. I did nothing. I rescheduled. I didn't even reschedule. I just was told people I am not a clear channel. I can't work with you right now. I can't do nothing. Canceled all of that. I even pushed back my plans to leave, because I'm world schooling my son. Canceled all those plans. Just let everything go. Stop planning. Let it go. Like, had to really surrender everything, and that was hard for me because I'm a planner. Like with that Virgo energy, Virgo is very strong. I plan. I'm always thinking ahead. I'm in the future a lot of the time. And I had to let that go, to let what God, Spirit, the divine, and my angels and my ancestors had for me, what they had for me. I had to surrender to time, surrender to time. I'm on their time. The will of the divine, it's their time. Nothing is here on this earth. Nothing flows through, nothing happens unless it's through the will of the divine. We co-create with the will, the divine, with God, with spirit, however you want to call it. We co-create with that, the universe. But timing-wise, it's about their flow. It's about their timing. So I was shown that, having to let go of that. And that was beautiful too, just to I felt so free. That was so amazing. That was so amazing. And what has birthed in that time, oh, I don't have any words. Like, you think you got plans for something good, or let me tell you just how they tell you in church when we was younger. God got something greater for you. You think you know, but you don't have no idea. It is about surrender. You think you know. So, like I said, I think I never finished this though. The past is our medicine. Have to go there. The present, the past is our medicine. The future is where we have to apply faith. The present now is to surrender. That's what we do now. Surrender to that. Surrender to now. But we need all three. We do. It serves its purpose. They all have their purpose. So I guess that's all Spirit wanted me to say now, because I'm going to start rambling if I don't end it. It's already been an hour and 2 minutes. But I thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying tuned in. I hope you take a lot from this. Or, I know you will. There's something you'll take from this. Oh my gosh. That me saying I know just triggered. There was the one more thing that happened that I'm supposed to share right now is me saying I know. I had to start saying I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to look, because I'm a person that likes to know things just like I like to plan. I had to surrender to saying I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm a baby in this game. I've had many experiences and I can share my experiences, but we know what I know is that I don't know. I don't know nothing. That just gives us more room to grow, more room for openness, more room for beauty. It's so beautiful. So saying there's so much power and I don't know. We think we have to know it all. We don't. We don't have to know anything. It's so amazing. I can't believe it. I really can't believe this. I'm like in utter awe, like with everything, and just recalling everything and sharing it is amazing. And I write in my journal about it. Like, it's just amazing. I'm so grateful. And I know you probably are tired of hearing me saying it, but I guess the more gratitude I express, the more it's real, because it's so real. And I could cry again just saying it. It's just so real. My heart, you guys. Oh, I feel it. I feel it. So if there is anything else, let it come through. Otherwise, I am closing this out. I'm sending you all so much love. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Even if I don't know you, I love you. And I'll be back soon. Thank you for watching.